Hi, this is Mr. Y. This is a game from round 4 of the Wednesday Chess Championships at Britton Acres. It was played on June 4th, 2014 between Aiden and Alexander. This was board 1. Alexander had the white pieces, Aiden had the black pieces. They played sort of a standard Juco piano from the start. We have knights coming out, bishop c4. And then, Aiden played the Juco piano rather than the two knights defense. And the reason I mentioned this is that Alexander must have thought he played two knights because he moved his knight here, which immediately put him at a disadvantage when Aiden took back with the queen. If there was a knight here on this square, then it would have been okay to put Alexander's knight there, because then the queen would have been blocked, but that wasn't the case, so Alexander's already down a piece. He plays d4, which is a good move, given the circumstances. It's got two attacks, but I don't think he actually saw that there were two attacks going here. I think he just was trying to develop towards the center, because I don't think Aiden saw it either. Aiden took back with the pawn, or just took with the pawn, hanging his queen. Boy, howdy. Okay, so let's see. Alexander replied by castling. Okay, so we've got a whole panoply of mistakes here. That's okay. The game gets a little better here. This was a weird day at Wednesday Chess, I must say. People were in very squirrely moods. There was a lot of noise. There was a lot of general misbehavior, not wanting to pay attention. It must be the end of the school year. So in any case, let's see what would have been better here. Well, okay, so this is a good try. The queen is being attacked now as the bishop. Well, forget about the bishop. Let's worry about the queen. That's clearly the way to go. The move here is this. All right, let's forget about the bishop. You've got bigger fish to fry. You're after the king or even the rook, maybe the rook. The only way to save the rook is to go here. And then we have queen takes this pawn here. Check. Queen e2 is really, well, let's see. There's a couple different options here, I suppose. I'm going to go with queen e2 for now. Queen takes e2. Bishop takes, and then knight takes d4 would probably be the way things go here. And black is up 3 pawns and a piece for nothing. A lot of development. So yeah, black is winning. Let's see. Does white have any better tries than queen e2? You can try bishop e2 rather, and then we get knight takes. We've got two pieces attacking. Well, let's see. So now king. What's going to happen here? Oh, this is just bad. I don't see anything good. F3 perhaps. Then we have knight takes. Did I do that wrong? Knight takes c2 is better. There we go. Now the bishop is pinned. Check. Queen takes. Yeah, all right. That's the way to go. Anyway, okay, so the move here was not to take the pawn. I think Aiden realizes that now. But what was the move? He may not have spotted, even if he knew to move his queen. Judging by what happened in the next move, Alexander castled. Aiden pointed out that the bishop was attacking the queen, and he simply retreated the queen, which is probably the best move at that point, because you can't take this pawn anymore. Bishop f4, d6. Where's d6? Okay, so now Alexander's playing behind. That's okay. He's going to play on with the hopes that things turn around. Knight f6, just hoping for a mistake from Aiden. Knight f6. Let's see, whose turn is it? Knight. Where's f6? Oh, here we go. Knight f6, of course. Rook e1. developing onto the potentially open file opposite the king. This is always good. Then we have knight takes e4, and bishop d3, pinning the knight to the queen. The knight's already pinned, actually, right now this knight is pinned 2 times. So he's going to have to defend that knight. He does bishop f5, does it with a developing move. So let's see, we've got 2 pieces protecting the knight, 2 pieces attacking it. Knight d2. We've got a 3rd piece attacking the knight. And then we have black castles getting out of the pin, but it's too late because that knight is going down. Bishop takes, knight takes. And now you can't take back with the queen because the rook is defending it, and that will lose the queen. So what's the material situation now? We've got 2 pieces for white, and we've got 2 pieces for black. We've got 2 rooks on each side, a queen. How many pawns? Looks like black is up 2 pawns. All right, so white is equalizing a little bit. Rook from f to e was played. Knight f6 check. Interesting idea. It almost works. The idea here with this move is that he has, of course, check. And he's hoping to maybe make something of this rook attack. But the rook is defended. He only has 1 attacker on the rook after the knight gets munched. Queen takes f6, so that doesn't work. He goes ahead and does it anyway. Rook takes, and now he's down a piece again. C takes d. Bishop takes d. Bishop, which is protected by the queen, so it's okay. Bishop g3 was played because it's being attacked by the queen at this point. And we have h5, starting an attack, hoping maybe to dislodge the bishop. But the queen just takes it because it's not supported by a rook. There's no rook here, so that was just hanging a pawn for not a very good reason, and opening this file onto the king. So now Alexander has a bit of an attack. We have g6, poking at the queen. She moves queen h6, coming a little closer to the king. Rook e2. This is a good move, getting a rook onto the 7th rank, potentially attacking these pawns and these pawns. Rook f1. Of course, the main thing is here we've got, not the main thing, perhaps we've got 1, 2, 3 attackers on this, and we've got 1, 2 defenders on this pawn, so he's going to have to defend the pawn, so Alexander brings in the other pawn, the other rook. Knight e5. Where's e? There we go. Knight e5. Queen h4. This is a good move. Interesting move here. Okay, he's attacking, putting another defender on this pawn. He's also attacking this bishop. And he's offering an exchange of queens. Okay, so he's just saying, okay, and usually you don't want to do that when you are behind in material, as Alexander is. But Aiden wanted to keep his queen active because she's doing, well, potentially she's a big part of this attack, and queens are good attacking pieces, so he wants to keep her on the board. So he doesn't accept the exchange, which is a mistake, because right now Alexander's also attacking this. So what's a possibility here? This jumps to mind. Is it check? G takes F. I'm just looking at this for the first time here, so just studying it. Queen takes H4. Then we have bishop takes H4. So that's not so good for black. I thought that might work, but it doesn't. All right, so what's better? Simply taking the queen is best. Maybe G5 is okay. Well, G5 is what was played. G5 is okay. At least it's okay if you can see deeply enough, and I don't think Aiden saw deeply enough, because after Alexander took the bishop, there is a move here. I'm going to let you find it. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to, but see if you can find the killer move here. I mean, black's way ahead. All right. So what did you find? Did you pause your video? If you haven't paused your video, I want you to find this move. You need to find this move. Because black, there is one move here that black can play to win. And if you haven't found it, pause your video. All right. You're back. Did you find this? Check. All right, check. And we've got an attack on the queen. Double attacks. That loses a queen. After G takes F, we have queen takes queen. Okay, so, but that wasn't played. Aiden missed it. What did Aiden play? He played C5, which pokes at the queen. So Alexander simply went to D5 with his... Actually, he moved the queen all over the place. He was like, okay, here. Which was the best move, but it just took him a while to find it. Let's see, what did Aiden play? He played B6, protecting this pawn, I suppose. Doesn't really do much good there. And Alexander starts on his attack, attacking the king with check, and also forking this pawn in the back. Always attack pawn structures from the base. That's what he's doing here. King G7 gets out of the way. He takes the pawn. Knight D3. Okay, putting another attacker on this F7 square. This is good. He goes to Queen A6. What's the idea here? So if he takes with the knight, then the rook falls. I think that's the idea. Queen F5. And then what do we have next? We have queen takes B6, rook E1. Oh, it's black turn. Okay, so now this is too soon. This is, you don't have enough firepower on this square. So well, what happens here? You go rook, and then rook takes, and what? Then knight takes, I suppose. I don't know. Okay, so. But in any case, Alexander doesn't have to take also, because now if he does something else like what he did, he takes your pawn, now you take the rook, he takes back. Okay, nothing going on here. Well, that's actually what happened. So now you've just lost your attacking rook for nothing. Well, I mean, you've exchanged rooks, but you needed that rook. That rook was going to be valuable for you in the attack. Giving up an active rook like this for a defending rook is not really useful unless you're clearing something. All right, so we played, it got rid of the rook, and then we have C4. Now at this point, Alexander's winning again. C4 and A4, starting to push the pawn, and this knight is now hanging. Actually, why didn't you just take the knight? No, the knight's not hanging because the queen is protecting it. I'm mistaken. Okay, so knight goes down there. This goes here, and now Alexander finds the fork. All right, boom, boom. That knight is history. What do we have? King F6. Oh no, we just have F6. And take the knight. Now Alexander is farther ahead. C3, queen takes the pawn. Now Aiden tries to win the pawn. King B1, King E2. Actually, I think Alexander moved King E2. I think simpler is simply to put your queen here, hoping for, I suppose, this, which maybe wouldn't happen, and then your pawn walks. What else might happen here? Queen E1, then you get Queen A2, probably, and then you push your pawn, and now it's protected. I don't know. Hard to say what's better. So this is what was played. We have the king coming up here, and then queen attacks the pawn. King gets out of check, and the pawn goes away. I would have rather keep the pawn. Queen D4. Now we have this kind of dance for a while. Queen d1 check, king, queen check, king goes behind. This is an interesting move, moving the queen behind these pawns, attacking this one. This pawn is now potentially toast with check. King e6. He's bringing the king in to help attack the other king. King h6, and this is a mistake. Well, there's not really much to play here anymore. The game's kind of over. Queen takes f6 check. King h5, and then we have queen f7 check. Nope, I'm sorry, that's not what was played. What was played was queen h8. There we go, check, which is a good move. King g6, and then Alexander moved his queen down to here, and he held it for a little bit. He came back up here, and then he wandered over here, and then he came back up here and went back here, and he put the queen down. Check. He almost had the right move here, right? Let's see. Can you find the right move among all those things I went to? What was the right move? Queen h3. Checkmate. Right? Because queen protects these squares, and these squares, and the bishop protects that one, and the pawn protects that one. So that is checkmate. And of course, this pawn's in the way to get out there. So that's kind of a nifty checkmate. I like that. But that wasn't seen. So he went back over here with check, and then king h5. And now if he had seen this checkmate earlier, of the queen on this square, he would have found this move, which is that the right move? Oh, wait a minute. He would have found queen here, this move. There we go. That's what we need. And then eventually the idea being to put the queen here, and that's going to prevent the king from coming out at all. The king's going to be forced to go to here, and then you come down here again with checkmate. But he didn't see that. He didn't see that mating pattern. Maybe now he will in the future, having seen this video. So he went queen d5 rather than queen e5. What was the right move? Queen e4. What is the right move? So he went to queen d5 instead. Queen d5, and we have the queen moving out check. I'm not sure what that move was about. Then we have queen f... Oh, no, we don't. We have f4, threatening checkmate on this square. King goes there. Actually, there's no good move here except for maybe some spite checks. Queen c3 was probably the best move. You might be able to stay alive for a little while or something like that. Instead, he moved the king. There really are no good squares for the king anymore. King g4 just led to queen takes g5 checkmate. That's an interesting checkmate too, because we have the queen covering these squares, the king covering that square, the queen covering, the queen's also covering that square, as is the bishop, and the pawn back here. Pawns are covering these three squares. And of course this one is being attacked by the queen itself. Alright, so that was a checkmate. So let's see here. How long have I been recording? About 18 and a half minutes. So we have the Juco piano. Blunder, blunder, blunder. Anyway, okay, so we get out of the opening with Alexander behind a little bit. We've got the double pin on the knight, winning the knight. It was good. That was good play. I like that. And then this was a mistake, dropping the knight. It almost works. I like the idea. All right, and then we what do we have? Dropping a pawn. It wasn't very clean play, I must say. So this rook is attacking that pawn. Pawn is defended. This is a good move here. Almost a good move. I mean, it's a good move in the circumstances. You know, you're losing, right? So why not try, right? You know, there's a good chance that Aiden won't see it. I have trouble playing that kind of move. I always assume that everything I can see, my opponent can see. But this is good. I mean, it potentially, you know, it attacks. If he exchanges queens, oh well, I was losing anyway. If he doesn't exchange queens, which he doesn't, then maybe he won't spot the check. Maybe, and he didn't. And now Alexander is winning. Okay, we've got Alexander dominating here, winning the knight. Now the game is effectively over. Lots of queen dances. Missed mate in 1, missed mate in 2. And we got checkmate. All right. So what's the lesson? I don't know what the lesson is. Just keep playing. I mean, you can turn games around, and you can. Sometimes chess is not about playing the best move, but playing the best move against your opponent. I'll see you Wednesday. Go play some chess. Bye bye.